I want to compare some pricing. Pricing back in 2022, what sold. Same property. I'm going to go through 3 or 4 examples sold in 2024. Reason why is I want to show the viewers what I'm seeing in the marketplace in these higher range from $1 million to $1 million, whatever, 6 million, well, highest it can go in Barrie. I'm seeing a lot of pricing that is, excuse me, that is over the top. It's like we're pricing it back in 2022. When I'm noticing that in properties, it's taking 4 or 5 months to sell them, and they're starting at 1.7, end up getting 1.2. That market for that 22 pricing is gone. It is not there, and I'm going to show you that. So here is an example. I'm going to just move myself up a bit. 25 Black Ash. I put some numbers down for this, so I want to pull it up. Listed 137 days for $1,099,000, but hang on a second. Okay, well, there's some history. We're going to show the history in a minute. Maybe they didn't change the price, but let's just go there before I go through the listing. I'm going to jump back there, though. Just jump back for a sec. So for $1,050,000, let's take a look at this. Great area, part of Bluffs, family area, close to schools, quick access to Highway 400, hop, skip, and a jump to shoppings, movie theaters, etc. Location's great. Let's take a look at the house. I'll move myself down a bit. It's an all brick, probably 2,700 square foot, 2-story. Again, great area. Let's look at the presentation. Pool in the backyard, which is kind of a plus for some, not for others. At least you got some privacy back here with some trees. It's all pool in the backyard. There's not much space or anything else. But it's just, it's not really to show what the presentation is and how great the house is. It's more about the price point and what it sold for today, because they bought this in 2022. I love the layout. I think it's a great home, but people got to understand the way that the money was so cheap back in 2022. Okay. Rates were basically zero in a sense. It created a frenzy in the market. Everybody was buying, drove prices to the moon. And we were listing properties, and telling our clients, don't worry about a thing. You're going to get 20, 30 offers. And it happened. And it's hundreds of thousands overpriced. That's just the way it was. That changed when the Fed started tightening. And that started to happen. We seen it in the March break 2022. We seen changes come. That's when we seen some things. Rates started to like the following month. They started the campaign up. A lot of inventory in the market came down. And as we progressed through that interest rate increases over a year, that's what happened. It brought the valuations down. Okay. So let's go to the history now. So they bought it, listed for $1,099,000, sold for $1,050,000, bought the property listed on the 28th of March, sold on 31st, just probably a week after things started to come down. Preemptive offer received, and will be reviewed on March 31st at 8:30 p.m. So right away, they got an offer right away, communicated the right way, letting everybody know we're going to review it, have something in by 8:30 p.m. on March 31st, 2022. It sold for $1.3 million. That was the norm, okay? The numbers that they lost was huge. That 19% loss. So if we calculate that, 1.3, and they got 1 point, my math sucks, so I'm going to use a calculator. They lost $250,000. Okay, plus We're going to add real estate fees into that as well. 60 lost, 62, add another 62 to that. So they almost lost 300 grand in that because 5% on there. Plus, if we want to go to land transfer taxes, again, without going to calculator to figure that out, they lost, 315, 320 on the house for whatever reason. Some people, a lot of people took variable rate products. And when you have a sizable mortgage like that, I tell you, it gets real tough. And sometimes you got to cut your loss. And I've sold a few of these houses like this where they had no choice but to sell. And I'll tell you right now, it's not fun. And I feel bad for those people in those positions. That was the market then. This is what it is now. This is the reality. Okay. We're seeing consistency with this in higher, even in all ranges in a sense, but it's very in lower ranges. Yes, things went up just as fast, and they did come down, but now, they're in demand a bit more. They're not back up to where the pricing was, but I'm telling you right now, this is the reality right back here. This is it. And I can show you right now, there's probably 135 listings from $1 million and over in this range in Barrie. And I'm going to say 80% of them are overpriced. They're priced back at the 2022 benchmark, and you can't go off that pricing. So look at what's selling. I keep saying this. I sound like a broken record, but I'm going to say it again. Go back and look what's selling in the area. Don't look at what your neighbors are listing. It means nothing. One thing they've done for you is they've tried it and tested it at higher ranges. So they've done some homework for you that you don't have to go through that hassle. Let's go through a couple more I want to go through. Let me get my list up here. Thrushwood. I'm going to bounce back here a bit. I think it was 8 Thrushwood. Let's just go through it. Thrushwood. I think this one was a big one. 38 days in the market was for, $1.1 million, got $1.1 million, we're going to say. Okay. Let's look at the history. They bought it for $1,076,000. So they got out okay, but they bought it in 2021. Still a hot time, but 2022 was the year for peaks. But they still lost. Time they paid real estate fees, land transfer taxes, they lost $35,000-$40,000. But it beats $300,000 that some people have lost. So that's the reality. Great street, nothing wrong with the street. Nice looking property. We'll take a quick look at it. Nice private backyard, back on a ravine. Big home. Shows extremely well. So just if you're thinking of listing coming up for the spring market, really want sellers to think about where the pricing's got to be. And it's got to be for today's market, not tomorrow's or next year's or the year after. It has to be for today's market. And if you want me to do more examples and have questions, by all means, call me, send me a message on here. I'd be glad to do a video and even go in more in depth, but I've done a lot of videos on these higher ranges recently and explaining to people that what the reality is and what the pricing is today. And it's not 2022. Okay, let's go to another one. I want to go to Spencer. 27, is it 27 Spencer? 27 Spencer. Why did this lock? Oh, let's go back. Let's go back. I missed it somewhere. Here it is. Okay. Listed for $1,150,000, sold for $1,080,000. 50 days in the market. Sale price to list price, 94%. It's a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Great street. In a shore area. There's nothing wrong with the street. Let's pull up the history. So they bought it in 2021, which wasn't the peak. It was a year later, the peak. They still lost some money, lost 70 grand plus real estate fees. Time you're done, and land transfer taxes, you're close to, geez. Wow. You're probably close to 100, more than that. Let's call 130 to 150 grand without doing calculations. Still a sizable amount of money. Okay. Again, we're seeing this in the marketplace. This is the first video I've done is showing from 2022 prices to 2024 prices. Okay. And I can show you thousands more if you wanted to. Let's just go through the pictures briefly. It's not a video of presentation as they get mentioned. It's just, what the valuations are. Nice looking home. It's big. Problem, there's about 150 of these on the market right now that are sitting there. 19% of the inventory in this range is selling. 81% is sitting on the market. Very competitive market range. And again, it's due to the high prices and again, the affordability of people. But I also believe they're not priced for today's market. They were priced for 2022. It's consistent with it. Let me go to another one. This one is not. This is a good example of showing you how long it took on the market to sell and where the pricing was on it, and it was crazy. I'll go back. $181 Shiny Bay Road. It wasn't 30 days in the market. I'm going to add this one up for you. List price at the time of this date, January 18th, 2024, and it sold in a month for $1,060,000. I had address history on this, and I'll get my calculator because this is important. This is a good example of what I've been seeing consistently in this higher ranges. They started out selling this property back in March 15th, 2023 for basically $1.8 million. It sat on the board for 52 days. We'll keep adding this up. I'm doing this exercise to show exactly what I consistently see to save you folks a lot of time later on down the road in doing a pricing error or pricing it for the 2022 market. We're in 2024. That market's long gone. Another 52 days or 104 days. And we took it down to 1,549,000. We got 30 days or 134. Oh, the same one. Then we went to 1,399,000. We got 26 days. We're at 160. Then we went to 1,335,000. We got 14 days. We're at 174 days. This is normal, folks. Then we went to 1,310,000. We got another 13 days. We're at 187 days. Then went to $1,299,000, $444. We're at another 52 days. We're at 239. Then we're at 1,199,000. We got 18 days. Then we got 1,125,000, and we're at another 10 days. We're at 267. Then we're going to add 64 days, and we're at 1,075,000. Then we have 31 days. We listed at 1,099,000, got 1,060,000. 362 days took a year, folks, a little over a year to sell. If you don't need to sell in this market and you're thinking of you need a certain number to get out or to, be happy with, to maybe trade up or trade down or whatever, don't do it. Because the market right now for these higher price it's not there. It's coming back. It's going to come back once the Fed start lowering rates. And it's not going to be the first couple, because I think they're going to be small decreases. But it will come back. As soon as cheaper money comes along, we'll see a spike in demand in these higher price point properties. Right now, we're not seeing it. It's been really flat, and they haven't done nothing. And right now, the buyers know they can negotiate the shit out of them. Everything is there. They know the market. Anyone looking in that range should have a great idea that they're in the driver's seat for that price range. They can negotiate because they know they're not selling. If it's priced right, and on the other hand, I do see some properties selling in this range. I do. But the ones that are selling, I'll be very honest, they're priced for today's market. That's why they're selling. There's buyers there that can afford these houses, but there's just a small chunk of them that can. So just list it properly. Okay. Don't look at your neighbors. You need any more answers on this, or you want some more information? Reach out, leave a message, give me a call. Happy to share some information with you. Enjoy the day.